And so it came to be. Adrestia, the unstoppable, would walk these halls once more. To reason with her once beloved twin she had returned, after long years of absence. Harmonia, the matriarch, her revered and feared leader, had been conspiring against the Thir and Nyx, those who opposed her set. The ship was on the verge of civil war, between her worshippers and those who called her a blasphemer. By duty bound, but also love, Adrestia returned, the bloodshed to avert. Behind closed doors the sisters met. Bystanders waited in silent tension. But the catastrophe that came next, no one could have predicted. The massive doors blew off their hinges, decay and erosion followed. Adrestia herself was violently expelled into the void, and while she fell, the horrid screams of the innocent kept ringing in her ears. The terminal fall came to an end, abrupt, relentless, visceral. Her mind faded into the darkest darks. Oblivion swept over her, rigid and unrelenting, like the soaring tide. The voices urged. Groaning and sighing, awakened from a slumber deep, this place of oblivion and shadows reacted to her newfound awareness. She had no recollection of this place, and how she even got there. The last thing carved in hazy memory, her sister's raging grimace. A jarring contrast from before. This place was so familiar. A bustling marketplace on the Atromitos. She almost felt at home. This was a dream. That much was clear. A frayed and distant memory. There she was. Harmonia, still a child. Her vision of a secret place. Sharing in excitement. Her grip tightened around the weathered hilt. Her combat instinct writhed. If this forsaken place wanted to keep her as a prisoner, her blade it would now taste. This memory was bittersweet. The day they came of age. And as was the tradition, a prophecy of what their future held, they sought together. Their innocence they left behind that day. The prophecy, horrendous. With an empty gaze, the oracle decreed, Harmonia's golden thread of life, Adrestia would sever. Terror incarnate, she was forewarned by the ethereal whispers. A ghastly fall went ahead. It was the day she made the choice to leave Atromitos, her former life, her sister, far behind. Harmonia had now devolved to incoherent ramblings, visions she claimed of promised greatness and a stolen birthright. She cursed her for revealing the truth of her premonitions with one breath, and with the next, she pleaded for Adrestia to stay. Pulsing with anticipation, the voices pressed her onward. Salvation now was within reach. As oblivion stretched and closer drew, the smallest of sparks appeared, and when to a pulsing beacon it grew, the voices, hesitant, sounded once again. To merge her light with the beacon they commanded, and use its power to escape this place for good. The light ever burning, Aether himself, the beginning of all, then spoke. Time was of the essence still, and with his gift she could now climb the once glorious hall. Many an innocent soul had met its tragic end, and many more would follow, unless the plan Harmonia pursued was quashed once and for all. Eternal Nyx, goddess of the night, offered a stern direction to reach the all-powerful Harmonia once more through the forsaken vessel she had to delve. The gift of Nyx had been bestowed. It clad her in sturdy armor, but it, alone, was not enough to see her through this mission. The balance between Radiance and Nocturne had been disturbed, Aether and Nyx explained. The source of all this misery and pain, meddling and foolish mortals. The equilibrium Adrestia needed to restore, and be the savior of the cosmos. It was Elea, a figure well known aboard the Atromitos. She was a benevolent soul with a gentle heart that cared for the unfortunate. The rescue capsules were inert. Many survivors were stranded. She intently pleaded for Adrestia's help to save all who were in need. Her senses dulled. She gazed at her surroundings. The city that once proud here stood. To the statue of Harmonia his gaze affixed. The man seemed lost in thought. But as Adrestia slowly approached, he swiftly turned to face her. It was Hephaestus standing there, an artisan renowned. His engineering skills and artistry were famous far and wide. He pleaded for aid. The ship could still be saved if all the pieces of a shattered necklace could be found.